Da-na-na-na. Wow, my jet lag is hitting me.
I could imagine. I mean, you were gone for how long?
Like a month and just shy of like a month and a half.
Yeah,
But
that's
yesterday was
crazy.
a long travel day. Oh Josh, I just talked to somebody who's coming to the October retreat who does the outbound cruises, and
Oh,
he went on the one that you did for the Christmas markets, but the year before.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, you guys will have to share stories if you want.
Yeah, share horror stories.
Can you
Oh,
hear music?
yes,
Okay.
and I see your cat.
Yeah, he's confused because there's a baby gate right there. His name is Neil Catrick Harris.
Yeah. My husband just said get out of town from the other room. Um,
Josh, have you done yoga before?
No,
Never?
no,
Okay. Well, you're in good hands.
no, no. This is what probably the last year has been a lot of new experiences,
Okay.
I think.
Well, I'm honored to, what do they call it? Break your cherry?
Pop your cherry.
Pop your cherry. That's it. Yeah.
Don't break anything.
If you
Oh
hear me
my God.
hacking, I'm still getting over a cold. Hey,
Really.
welcome. How are you?
That was an interesting place to drop into conversation.
Yeah, I guess so.
Welcome to the party.
Josh has never done yoga before, so I'm not going to break his chair. I'm going to pop it.
Yeah.
Oh my
Just
God.
as long as I can walk tomorrow, it's all good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tonight's
Michael,
going to
how?
be. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just was excited to see Michael because I haven't seen you in a while.
Hello there.
How are you doing?
Awesome. How about you?
I'm good. I'm tired from jet lag and travel day yesterday, but I'm good. I'm really happy to be home. And yeah,
Awesome.
I'm good.
Good to have you home.
Thanks. Yeah, I look forward to chatting with you later in the week.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, I swear I'll be quiet now.
You're good. Michael, have we done yoga together before, Michael? I don't remember.
We did. I was on,
Okay.
I don't know if it was the last time you did it, but I think I was on about 4 weeks ago. So,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, I'm based in Seattle.
Cool. That's right. Yeah. I remember now. I was saying if I sound like I'm hacking or nasally, I'm getting over a cold. So, um, we're gonna take class very slow tonight. So it is a good intro class for sure.
I'm
Um,
glad you're on the backside of it.
yeah, me too. Last week was rough. Even the weekend was rough. So,
Yeah, I'm getting.
um,
I got a bad sinus infection like the last 5 days I was in Portugal. Like, I always have sinus issues, but this was like the worst, where I couldn't sleep and like actually had like an absence, like or something, some kind of lump in the roof of my mouth that like popped down
oh
from the
my God.
or the infection. So, but I'm like also on the other side of it. So, but I'm happy to be going a bit slow.
Cool. Um, well, we'll go ahead and get started. Well, actually, hold on. Give me just a second. One of my yoga teachers is calling me. Sorry. Hey, Poonam. Uh-huh. Oh, so you're locked out of the locked out of where all your stuff is. Um, so go to the gym. There should be people in the gym, which is right across from the spin room. Oh, so you can't get back outside? Oh. Let me send you Craig's number. Craig is a resident there that lives there, and shoot him a text or a call and he can help you. I'm sorry. Okay. Bye-bye. Sorry, y'all. One of my yoga teachers is teaching at an apartment in Austin and has gotten locked out. Can you still hear me?
Oh yeah, with the music, it just feels so dramatic. Like I was like really engaged with the.
Oh gosh. Hold on. Let me send her a guy's number real quick. So sorry. Okay, now let's get started. Thank you for your patience. So hello, welcome. I'm Derek. You all know that by now, but I'm saying that for the recording. Pronouns are he, him, with Yoga for All Humans, which is my yoga company, and I'm excited to be practicing with y'all. We usually do this on Wednesdays, mid-month, around 7 o'clock. So I'll be back next month in October. It's almost the fall season, which I'm excited about. So the main thing to remember in my classes, especially if you haven't done yoga before, listen to your body. Like, I'm here as your yoga instructor, yoga teacher, whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, it's your body. Your body has a lot more intuition about what it wants to do or how it feels in certain poses than me, right? One of my catchphrases at the studio is no pain, no gain is bullshit. I don't believe in like pushing yourself further than you need to go or even want to go, right? So definitely listen to your body. I try to give options and things like that. But it's going to be a slow class. I'm recovering from a cold, so we're going to mostly do yin yoga, which is very slow, very relaxing, very stretchy. But we'll talk about that whenever we get a little bit more into those poses. But let's start by warming up the body a little bit, working out some kinks, all that good stuff. We'll do some half sun salutations, which will be standing, and then the rest of the class will be down on our mats. So let's go ahead and make our way up to a standing pose. There's actually a pose in yoga dedicated to standing, which is called Tadasana. I just noticed I have a big wet spot on my shirt. I'm not sure where that's from, but hopefully it's not cat pee. So to get into Tadasana, we talk about the corners of our feet, right? Feeling grounded. If you think about your foot as four corners, it's going to be two in the front, one under the thumb toe, one under the pinky toe, two in the back on the outside of your heels. Really the center of the heel is where I feel more of my corner of the foot, but to each their own. So wherever you are, maybe slowly rocking back and forth, lifting up the toes, maybe even closing the eyes, just trying to find balance here, find your center, finding those corners of your feet. Slowly coming to stillness. Roll those shoulders up, back, and down, bringing your palms facing forward. Take a slight tuck of the chin. We're not tucking it all the way, just a slight tuck. Aligning our spine. slight bend in the knees. And here we are in Tadasana, mountain pose. Let's take a few grounding breaths here. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Letting the day go. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale, release. One more deep inhale. And exhale, release. On this inhale, we're going to inhale, arms coming up and overhead. Exhale, let's fold forward. I'm just changing position so you can see. So in our forward fold, a lot of times we think, oh my gosh, my fingers aren't touching the mat. It's okay if your fingers aren't touching the ground. It has less to do with flexibility, more to do with tight muscles. So just hang heavy here. We'll be here for a few breaths to let our spine relax and release. This is the belly club, so if you need extra room for your belly, you can always take those feet out wider. There's nothing wrong with a wide forward fold. It may also feel good here to hang on to opposite elbows, especially if your fingers aren't touching the mat. Even if they are, sometimes those opposite elbows, hanging on to those, can just help with traction of the spine. Wherever you're at, letting your head hang heavy here. Remembering to have a slight bend in the knees. No need for completely straight legs. We don't do things straight around here. Ba-da-ba. Focusing back on that breath. Deep inhales. Exhale, side out and release. One more deep inhale. And exhale, release. On our next inhale, we're going to let our hands travel up to our shins, right in between our ankles and our knees, straightening our back, coming into an L shape with our body. Still feeling rooted down into those feet. Nice lengthening through the back of the legs here. I just call this flat back. We're looking toward the ground here. Remembering to breathe. One more deep inhale. Exhale, fold forward again. Inhale, rising all the way up. Arms coming up and overhead. Palms coming together at the top. Exhaling down to heart center. So I call that a half sun salutation. There's a lot of different variations of sun salutations, but that's my favorite way to warm up. So let's do that maybe 3 or 4 times together, and then we'll go chill on the mat. So inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, folding forward. Inhaling flat back, hands on the shins. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, rising up, arms up and overhead. Exhaling down to heart center. Let's go again. Inhaling, arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up, palms together at the top. Exhaling to heart center. We'll do that one more time. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhaling, rising up. Palms coming together at the top. This time, let's clasp our fingers together, pushing our palms up to the ceiling, taking a nice little back bend here at the top. Coming back to center. Exhale, release. Shake those shoulders out. Whatever little movement feels good. We'll do one more thing while we're standing and then chill on the ground. So that's inhaling our arms up and overhead again. Grabbing onto your right wrist with your left hand. And let's bend over to the left side. So still feeling rooted into our feet here. We're not like completely collapsing into the left side, just trying to get as much length to the right side of the body as we can. Your gaze can be looking up at the sky, looking down at the ground, whatever feels most comfortable. Deep inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, bringing everything back to center. And grab onto the left wrist with the right hand. Exhale to your right side. Same thing over here. Gaze wherever feels most comfortable. Breathing into it. I just realized where the sweat spot on my shirt was from. I was doing dishes right before this. So, my bad. One more deep inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. Inhaling back to center. And exhale, release. Roll those shoulders out. And we'll make our way down to the mat. Let's come onto our hands and knees. Here, I'll switch this direction. Hands and knees. Tabletop pose is generally what people call this. We're going to do some cat-cows. One main thing to remember, if you're on, anytime you're putting pressure on your wrist, whether you're doing push-ups or planks, whatever the case may be, fingers wide, fingers spread really wide. I call them spirit fingers. That just helps to alleviate pressure off of your wrist by distributing your weight here. So from here, we're going to take a deep inhale, letting our lower back sag. So letting that belly completely relax and release. Lower back relaxes and release. Even the chest kind of caves down a little bit. And then your gaze comes forward. So this is cow pose. If you think about like a cow just hanging out in the pasture, they kind of have that sway back. That's what we're mimicking here. Another deep inhale here at the top. And on our exhale, we're going to reverse that direction, arching our back like a Halloween cat, pushing into those palms, chin tucks into the chest, and pushing our spine up to the ceiling as much as we can. On our inhale, that'll bring us back into cow, relaxing and releasing. Exhales to cat. Going at your own pace. Inhales are always going to bring you to cow. And exhales to cat. No rush. Going as slow or as fast as you want. Taking a few more passes of both cat and cow. One more pass in both directions. And coming back to center whenever you're ready. Let's come up off of our wrist for a second. Roll those wrists out. And we'll come back down to all fours. So from here, we're going to focus our weight into our right hand. We're going to inhale, opening up wide to the left, arm up to the sky. Exhale, thread that left arm underneath the right, coming down to rest onto the left side of the head, or just in that general direction. Inhale, left arm comes back up to the sky. So does your gaze. Exhale, threading it through. This is called thread the needle. One more time, inhaling, arm up to the sky. this time, whenever we thread it through, we're going to come down to rest onto the right side of our head. If your head doesn't touch the mat, mine usually doesn't, and thread the needle, I like to put like a pillow, or this is a bolster underneath, just to take up that space and have something to rest my head on, so that my neck isn't just straining. So definitely see if you have anything in your space, if you need it to create space. But here, and thread the needle, essentially we're just stretching that shoulder, getting a nice little body twist here. Really no effort. I like to put my right hand a little bit further out in front of me, just for stability, but that right hand can be wherever feels the best for you. If you're feeling too much pressure in your shoulder here, definitely alleviate some of that pressure in the shoulder. If it just feels like too much in general, you can always just come to your elbow, rest onto your elbow here. Lots of little options. Wherever you're at, breathing deeply into it. It's kind of where Yin Yoga starts. So we'll be hanging out here for about a minute. Some of the poses will be hanging out for sometimes 2 to 3 minutes. The thing to remember with Yin Yoga is we're trying to give our bodies time to relax and release. We spend so much of our time rushing, and our bodies are usually pretty tense as a result because of stress or any other number of things. Our bodies are always trying to protect itself. So we have to kind of give our bodies time to slow down and permission, essentially, to relax. It's more than just our muscles and our bones, it's all the fascia and tendons and ligaments, all those things, get tighter and tighter over time. And that's why we do Yin Yoga. Taking a couple more breaths here. One more deep inhale. Exhale, side out. On our next inhale, we're going to bring that left arm back up to the sky. And coming back to all fours. And we'll do that on the right side next. So I'll switch so that I'm not just facing away from you, but you can stay in the exact same direction. So inhale, right arm comes up to the sky. Exhale, threading under the left arm. Inhaling, right arm up to the sky. Inhale, thread it through. Inhaling up to the sky. And you guessed it, we're going to thread it through again, and this time coming down to rest onto the right side of the head. Remembering to give yourself a cushion, a pillow, whatever helps to rest the head on. Remembering that you don't have to completely, collapse into that right shoulder. If you're ever feeling any aches or pains in the right shoulder, definitely adjust yourself, whether it's coming up to the elbow or even adding a pillow underneath the shoulder. You can do that too. If this is ever feeling, uncomfortable on your knees as well, you can do this lying flat on your belly. You don't have to be on your knees. Remembering to breathe into it. Few more breaths on this side. One more deep inhale. Exhale, side out. On our inhale, slowly rising up, right arm back up to the sky. And coming back to all fours. So from here, if your knees weren't already out wide, let's take our knees out as wide as the mat. Coming back to sit either on our heels or close to our heels. It's okay if your tuchus doesn't go all the way down to your heels. And then slowly walking your hands forward all the way down the length of the mat as far as your hands can go. And then coming down to rest onto your forehead for a nice little child's pose here. Now, if your forehead doesn't touch the mat here, no big. You can just let it kind of hang heavy. You'll notice over time, you'll get closer and closer to the mat. But if that feels uncomfortable for your neck, by all means, use something like a bolster, a pillow to place underneath your forehead to take up that space for you. I'm just checking on Puna. I sound like a broken record a lot of times whenever it comes to breathing, but I always need the breathing reminder. So one thing to think about, what does a deep breath mean? On your inhale, really letting your belly expand. We're in a positive space for that, thankfully, but we spend a lot of time, kind of sucking in the belly. So just giving you permission here to really, on your inhales, just letting that belly expand as much as possible. And then on your exhales, kind of deflating that, feeling a release on the exhale. This is the part of class where I usually stop talking too much. A lot of times in yin yoga, your mind starts to wander. I encourage that. Don't feel guilty about having flight of thought or anything like that. It's just a good time to slow down and just enjoy the moment. No expectations. Taking a few more rounds of breath here. You may feel good for the final breaths in child's pose to come up to your fingertips, kind of like spider hands. Nice way to open up the shoulders here if your shoulders are feeling tight. One more deep inhale. And exhale, side out. From here, we're going to move into up dog. So we're just leaving everything exactly where it is. Palms stay where they are, knees stay where they are. And on your next inhale, you're just going to look forward and shift your body forward, straightening those arms, fingers spread wide, lifting your chest, lifting your gaze, letting your back relax and release. Your hips are likely off the mat, which is intentional. Our lower body is resting on our thighs. Upward facing dog, like kind of like the dogs do whenever they stretch. Notice a lot of yoga is named after animals. We learn a lot of movement from them because it's a lot of intuition. Hang out here for a couple more breaths. It's okay if your arms start to get wobbly. Mine are definitely a little shaky right now. If it's feeling like too much, definitely feel free to come down and rest on your elbows. One more deep inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. And coming out of that, make our way down onto our backs, where we'll probably hang out for the rest of class. Yeah, I think we will. So coming onto your back with your knees bent, feet planted into the ground at a comfortable distance from your thighs and your hips. So just take a few rounds of breath here to feel settled into the mat. If your lower back doesn't feel flush to the mat, you can always kind of literally take your hips and kind of pivot them up and forward to encourage, that lower back to relax and release into the mat. From here, let's bring our arms out wide into a T. So arms straight out beside us in opposite directions. Taking a deep inhale here. On our exhale, let's let our knees drop down toward the right side. It's okay if your knees don't stay together. It's also okay if your knees don't touch the ground. Inhale back to center. Exhale, knees drop down to the left. Inhale, bring you back to center. Exhale, back down to the right. Going at your own pace. Inhale brings you back to center. Exhale to either side. Just doing some gentle windshield wipers here. Nice massage for the hips and the glutes. Warming up the spine for some deep spinal twist. Few more passes in both directions. No rush. The next time we come down to the right, we're going to leave our knees down to the right. This is where little things like a bolster or a block can come in handy. So if you want to use anything, it's nice to kind of prop up your legs or your thighs onto something to rest on. But it's okay if you don't have that. Um, my knees don't naturally touch whenever I'm laying on my side like that. And if that's the case with you as well, something like a block can come in handy just to take up that space, but it's also fine to have space. In this position, I always like to use my right hand, placing it on the outside of my left thigh, just to encourage that right twist here. Left arm can still be out wide into a T. Your gaze can be looking straight up at the ceiling, could be over to the left, could be over to the right, whatever feels best for you. Comfort is more important than like trying to, be perfect with the pose. And spinal twists like this is where that deep breathing can be really important. So tuning back into that full body breathing. Remember on the inhale, full permission to let that belly expand as much as you want. Helps to create space. Tap into your upper and lower diaphragm. Helps for spinal flexion, lots of good things. I always say that yin yoga is, lazy yoga or easier yoga because it's slow, but slowing down can also be challenging. So if you find yourself getting frustrated because you don't want to be still or, you know, feeling like you're not relaxed enough, those are all very normal emotions, just part of, decompressing and giving your body permission to slow down. We'll be here for about another 30 seconds. One more deep inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. Bringing everything back to center. If you're using a block or have anything in between your knees, you can leave it there. If you were using a pillow to rest your thighs on, move it to the opposite side. Taking a deep inhale here in the center. And exhale, let your knees come down toward the left. Right arm out wide into a T. Left hand can be on that right thigh, helping your body to twist toward the left. And again, your gaze can be wherever feels most comfortable. Might be looking up at the sky or to the left or to the right, whatever feels best for your neck. Just giving you a forewarning about this song. I keep remaining to move it from the playlist, but you know how that goes. It's very intense, very dramatic, so it's not my goal for you to feel intense and dramatic. Just enjoy the irony. Or maybe that wasn't the song I was thinking about. It wasn't. We're good. Be here for about another minute. A lot of times whenever we're doing deep stretches like this, we have a tendency to kind of tense up other parts of the body. So now would be a good time to check in with your jaw. Maybe you're clenching your jaw. See if you can find relax and release there. Maybe your glute muscles are tensed up. See if you can relax those. Your shoulders. A few more breaths on this side. Believe it or not, class is almost over. Went by very fast to me. Um, we'll be moving into Shavasana next, which is our final resting pose, where we get super relaxed to round out class. One more deep inhale here. Exhale, side out. Bringing everything back to center. Before we settle into our Shavasana, let's work out any final kinks in our body. So bringing our hands on top of our knees. Let's make little knee circles. So circling our knees to the right, using our hands for support. Nice back massage, upper glute massage here. Coming back to center, switching direction, knee circles to the left. Coming back to center, hands on top of the knees still, arms a little bit straighter. And let's just gently rock side to side, getting a nice massage for the glutes. You may kind of topple over to one side, that's okay. Sometimes it can feel good to kind of hang out and oscillate a little bit on a singular glute. Whatever little movement feels good and intuitive to you. Coming back to center. Lastly, let's wrap our hands kind of around our knees a little bit, pulling our knees toward us, and just gently rocking side to side again, getting a nice massage for the middle and upper back. Might even feel good in this one to bring your chin, tucking your chin towards your chest. And releasing all of that. I'm just switching direction. Let's get settled into Shavasana here. I'll give you a couple options. Traditional Shavasana, our legs are going to be extended out long, feet splayed out to either side, kind of at the edges of your mat. Palms are usually facing upward at a comfortable distance from your body. This is traditional Shavasana, which roughly translates as corpse pose. So the goal is just to get as comfortable and as still as possible, making no effort whatsoever. If you're still feeling maybe a little bit tight in your hips and want a little bit more hip opening, I always like to do a reclined cobbler in Shavasana, where you bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees open up wide, kind of like a butterfly pose. If your knees don't touch the ground beside you in a reclined cobbler, totally normal. You can see that mine are nowhere close to touching the ground. It's kind of nice to have gravity, just do a little bit of work here. Wherever you decide to settle into your Shavasana, just completely relaxing and releasing, getting as comfortable as possible. If it doesn't feel great to have your arms out to the side, maybe it feels better to rest your hands onto your rib cage. That's also great with your elbows resting beside you. It's a good alternative. We're not even worried about our breathing here, knowing that our body will do the breathing for us. Remembering that Shavasana is a good reminder that it's okay to take time to slow down, to rest, to soak up the benefits of the day, our practice, whatever the case may be. Prioritizing rest is important. And this was always a good reminder of that. I'll call you back to the present moment in just a couple minutes. You have no responsibilities right now. Slowly bringing your attention back to the present moment, tuning back into your breath. And inhales, expanding your belly. Exhales, sigh and release. If you were in cobbler's pose, letting those legs come out long, arms down by your side, inviting gentle movement, wiggling fingers and toes, rolling ankles and wrists. Might feel good here to take a full body stretch, so pointing your toes, arms up and overhead. Whatever little stretch feels good here. And releasing that. Taking your time to make your way up into a seated position to round out class. No rush. Taking any final little movements here that feel good, maybe rolling the head around, rocking the shoulders around, whatever feels good. Coming back to center. Take a deep inhale, inhaling our shoulders up toward our ears. Exhale, roll them back and down. Inhaling shoulders up, exhale forward and down. Inhaling those shoulders up one more time, deep inhale at the top. On our exhale, sigh it out and release. Inhaling arms up to the sky, palms together at the top. Exhaling down to heart center. Appreciate you spending time with me this evening. As I always say, appreciate you making the time for yourself, more importantly. Sometimes that's the hardest thing we do in our day, so kudos to you. Hope you feel relaxed, released, and sleep well. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Derek. That was great.
Good.
How's everyone feeling?
Very good.
Nice.
Excellent. Sorry if y'all heard any background noise. Puppies and humans.
No, I was just cackling about a lot of the things you were saying. It was really funny.
Good.
Josh, how was it that for your first time?
Good. A
Nice.
little
Good.
challenging, some of them, but it was good.
Yeah. It takes time, like I said, a lot of times, like, it doesn't matter if I'm doing yoga every day. Some days your body just feels different, tighter in different places, it's all about just going with the flow and not pressuring yourself too much about it,
Yeah. Yeah, good for you for taking the leap to try it. That was great. And personally, like the yin felt so good to me. Like
Good.
just needed to really relax. So that was ideal. Thank you.
You are welcome. I needed it too. Obviously I chose it because I've been kind of run down as well. So that's always a great place to resort to for sure.
Yeah, I think all of our nervous systems need that right now.
Mhm.
So, well, thank you so much. Thank you guys. It was so good to see everybody. Because I haven't really been able to get on anything like over a month, so it's great to
Yeah.
and we're gonna have a lot of great classes through the fall and winter, which is ideal, to be on Zoom together, random evenings. So next week I'll do my discussion on Tuesday, and I'll message everyone before that, and then we'll let everyone know next month's class with Derek. If you have any feedback or testimonials, or you want to share anything with him or me, definitely do. And Derek's obviously a great guy, so connect with him on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, and then we'll just see you all next time.
Yeah.
Great.
If y'all ever have any questions about yoga or life or whatever, definitely feel free to DM me. I don't mind questions or feedback or request, whatever the case may be.
Awesome. And I'm glad I wasn't cat piss on your shirt.
It wasn't. Yeah.
When?
Yes.
Oh my God. Good seeing you guys. I hope everyone has a really good evening, and we'll see you all soon.
Right.
Bye.
Have a great
Thank
evening.
you.
Bye, Michael. Bye,
Bye.
Josh. Bye, Derek. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.